Canada's Wonderland is the country's largest theme park and is located in Vaughan, Ontario, Canada, right outside of Toronto. And it's absolutely massive. I think it's one of those parks that every coaster enthusiast at some point needs to get out to. They have tons of roller coasters and quite possibly the best collection of thrilling flat rides that I've seen. Dare I say their collection of flat rides is better than their collection of roller coasters. Their marquee attraction is Leviathan, and then they also have large rides such as Behemoth. They have a couple wooden coasters, but most of their rides are actually family coasters. They have a great supporting lineup of roller coasters, but really only 2 rides that stand out. So in that regard, it is a little disappointing, because if you're like me and you're a coaster enthusiast, really the only 2 rides here worth marathoning are Leviathan and Behemoth. Those were, I think, the only rides that I rode more than twice. So that's just kind of some of my thoughts on the roller coasters. I'm going to have individual reviews up for all of their main attractions shortly. I know when this video is going up, a Leviathan review is already on my channel, so you can go watch that. But talking about the park in general, it's a very nice park, and the layout is great. They have a very simple yet effective layout, so you can very easily find your way around. It's not confusing or anything, which is great. And to add to that, they've spread out their attractions so that they're not all right in the same spot. So there isn't really one section of the park that you won't want to visit. They've done a good job with placement. And actually, some areas of the park have very nice theming. The medieval fair section near Leviathan and right towards the front right side of the park is very nice. The whole area, as expected with the name, is medieval, so you have castles and stuff, and it looks fantastic. I haven't seen that type of theming in a Cedar Fair park before, and I really like what they did with it. There are some areas that don't really have a whole lot of theming, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is nice when you do have a good themed section. Also, just a quick shout out to their Planet Snoopy area. I think that's the best Planet Snoopy in the Cedar Fair chain. It looks different than the rest of them. It's very big, and there's lots of greenery, and just when I was walking around, I was surprised how much I liked being in Planet Snoopy. They have lots of rides in that area, even some attractions such as mini golf. So forget Planet Snoopy at Kings Island. I think Canada's Wonderland by far is the best Planet Snoopy section. Canada's Wonderland also has a water park. We did not go in it at all, so I'm not really going to talk about it much in this video, but it is towards the back side of the park. Now, of course, when you go to Canada's Wonderland, the main thing that you probably think of when someone mentions the park is Wonder Mountain. It's the big icon in the center of the park. Think of it like the equivalent of the Eiffel Tower at King's Dominion or Kings Island. It's very cool. And leading up to it, they have lots of fountains. There's a bridge that you can go up right up against the mountain. It's very cool. And they have some attractions built into the mountain. So you have Thunder Run, which winds in and around the mountain. Wonder Mountain's Guardian, which is completely inside the mountain. And then Vortex goes over the top of the mountain. So they have made great use of this, which I love. Not only does it look good, but it's home to several attractions. Now, I kind of mentioned the park's flat rides earlier. They really do have the best collection of flat rides. Some of them are super bizarre. Like their new one, Soaring Timbers, I've never seen anything like that elsewhere. It's a very weird ride. But they also have some flat rides that I think have been fan favorites among those who have ridden them. They have your top scan. There's a top spin with actually 2 arms in it. That's called Riptide. And one of the ones that I think everyone has to try at some point is Skyhawk. This is a flat ride where you control how many flips you do, and it's hard. I rode it twice, and I think in combined with those 2 rides, I was able to get a total of 2 flips. So it's tricky. That being said, once you really get the hang of it and you start flipping, you are just going crazy. We were with some people who managed to flip 60 times. It was nuts. So that's definitely a ride that you should try out while you're there. Of course, probably the most famous flat ride that they have is Sledgehammer. It's the only one like it. It's super unique. Unfortunately, it does kind of break down a lot, so if it's open, make sure to go ride it. It's super weird. Now, if you go to Canada's Wonderland, likely you're going to get something to eat at some point, and I really like how this park does their food. They have some great food options. They're the only Cedar Fair park that has a Dairy Queen in it. My personal favorite place to eat was the Backlot Cafe. What's great about it is they have tons of variety, and all of them are from different countries. So you really can pick what you want, and many of those options work with the dining plan. So absolutely go eat there at some point. If you're looking for a place to eat, check out the Cafe by Flight Deck. So to just kind of sum up this park, it is a really nice park. This is a great Cedar Fair park. Definitely one of the top ones in the chain. They have some fantastic rides. Really nice looking park. If I had to add some critiques, I just think that they really need another good roller coaster. like a good thrill coaster. And I think they'll get that within the next few years. It's just right now, when you really only have two standout roller coasters, it kind of leaves much to be desired, especially when you have some roller coasters that are really bad. Rides like Flight Deck and Time Warp are absolute trash. I would not care if those rides were demolished tomorrow. They are that bad. So it's just moments like that when I say you got to take out some of your bad coasters and put in like a good one. You have Leviathan and Behemoth, two rides with some awesome airtime moments, very big. Now add in a good coaster that goes upside down. So that wraps up my review on Canada's Wonderland in Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. Let me know if you've been to this park, what you think of it. You can post all those thoughts in the comment section below, and of course stay tuned for more park reviews coming soon to Coaster Studios.